everybody, welcome to Cardboard Commander. I'm Jerry, and today we're going to continue our game of Manila, the Savage Streets 1945. We are in turn 7, and first of all I want to thank Johnny Mustang for commenting. He's helped me out with a couple of the rules, and one of the big rules I was missing was the only time you have to go with the special abilities for the Japanese is the first time that it's revealed. So in 9.4, it says the defense strategy is applied only once when the Japanese unit is first revealed. See the player aid card. So I've been messing up on that, so I've been making my life really hard. So hopefully going forward on this, to finish the game, I'm going to do the rules correctly, hopefully. But then I think I'm going to turn around and play it again just to see how much I really did goof up. But we're going to go back to turn 7, and we'll go ahead and start with the dawn phase. So reinforcements, there are no reinforcements. Withdrawals, so we did that on turn 6. And so now we come up with the random events phase, or first leader mortality, I'm sorry. And we do not have a leader in the box, so we're okay there. So now we come up to the random events phase. So we're gonna go ahead and roll 3 dice. So, wow, a 4. That's crazy. It's hard to roll a 4 with 3 die. So a 4 is the Kimbo Group Offensive. So I don't know if my luck could get any worse than it is right now. So let me read about what that is. Withdraw the 3 units of the 44th Tank Battalion from the play. On turns 6 through 9, treat as a result of 3 or 4. Or 3 as a 4. So, oh, I'm sorry. So we did a 4. The player may only roll 2d6 for supply this turn. So because of Kimbo Group Offensive, I can roll 2d6 for supply. Boy, the hits just keep coming, don't they? So now we go ahead and we roll for supply. Instead of 4 die, we get 2, and we have 0 supply right now. So we roll, and we roll an 8. So we have 8 supply. So one of the things that we've got to do is it costs 3 supply to bump the morale 1 point. So we're going to do that to bump that to 10. So that brings us down to 5. And with that, we're going to go ahead and purchase. I would love to get some of these units back in the game, but at the time, I think we're just going to grab some artillery. So we're going to pay for 5. We're going to get 5 artillery, and we're back down to 0. So our morale's at 10, supplies at 0. We control 20 areas, and it's turn 7, and we only got to roll 2 dice for supplies. So turn 7's not starting off very well. So first thing we're going to do here is bloody streets. So we've got a bloody street situation in the power plant. So we're going to roll 1 die. It's a 3, so no effect. We also have a bloody street situation in the Passaic McKinley Road, so we're going to roll it again. That's a 5. Reduce American morale by 1. So, ugh. We just paid to do that, and now we still don't get the benefit for combat. And then we've got one more down here in the McKinley Reservation. It's a 2 for no effect. So out of all the bloody streets, we lost the morale that we had already paid for. So again, not a great way to start the turn. So now we go ahead and we start our offensive turn. We are going to put the 37th. We're going to bring 2 infantry and HQ for the 37th from San Nicolas to Tondo. And we're going to bring an armor unit, a 6.6 armor unit over there as well. So the good thing is the defense is 12. They don't get any of the other special abilities because he's already been revealed. So we start off, our lead unit's a 6. We've got 2 infantry and an HQ, so we go up by 3 more. We're going to put in an artillery for 10. We've got a combined assault for 11. And they are at 12. So now we're going to roll the die and see how this goes. See how the tone is set for the day. The Japanese roll an 8, so they go to 20. The Americans roll a 6, so they go to 17. They lost, which again, Not the result everybody was looking for. So we don't have to retreat. So we just stay in there. But we are flipped. And they're done for the day. Put the artillery back. And we lose one for morale. So we're down to an 8 morale. 2 infantry in the HQ in Kauai Po. I'm saying that wrong. Somebody I know corrected me, and I apologize. They're going to roll into the post office. They start off at 12. Our main units, the armor unit at 6. Then we've got 2 infantry and an HQ for 3 more. So it goes to 9. We're going to use artillery. We're going to use 1 artillery. We're going to be fighting from behind every time, I think. 10. It's a combined arms attack for 11, and that's it. So it's 11 to 12. We really need some luck here. The Japanese roll a 4. So they go to 16, and the Americans roll an 8. So they go to 19. So our fortunes were good there. So that comes off. We add a control marker to that area. We go up to 21. They did not overrun, so they just become spent. Also, in this last attack where we got repulsed, the lead unit should go out, so we're going to put them over in the out of action box. That was my mistake. Again, now we're going to try to take care of the power plant. They've got 9 defense plus 4, so they're at 13. We're going to have an infantry unit be our lead unit at 5. Then we've got an infantry and an HQ for 7. And then another army unit for 8. Boy, we're going to need some help. I'm going to use 2 artillery for 10. And then combined arms for 11. And that's it. So it's 11 to 13. So again, need some more luck. The Japanese roll a 9. So they go to 22. The Americans roll a 5. They go to 16. So we lose there. This is getting ugly, folks. So the lead unit has to come out. And the rest are flipped. And morale goes down by 1 more. We are now at 7. So if you look down here in the box, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry out of the game and 3 armor units. So the lack of supply has been debilitating, if I can't say at the worst, right? It's been horrible. So San Juan del Monte, the 3 infantry units are going to jump into, I'm not even going to try to say it, Mandalong. They're at 7 plus 3, so they start off with a defense of 10. We are at a defense, we attack at 4. We've got 2 more infantry, so we go to 6. We're going to add an artillery, so we go to 7. No combined arms attack. Again, we're at the mercy. It's getting desperate for the Americans. Oh my gosh. So the Americans roll an 8, which is great, right? So go to 15. Unfortunately, the Japanese roll a 12. So go to 20, 10, 22. So lead unit has to go to the box. We lose. We flip. Support goes away, and we lose a morale. We are down to 6 morale now. So we'll come down here to McKinley Road. They start off with a 6, so they're at a 9. We're going to lead off with an infantry of 4. We've got an infantry and an HQ that takes it to 6. And then we've got an infantry and an HQ that takes it to 8. We don't have any more artillery. And we don't have any, so that's it there. We don't get morale. So speaking of morale, I'm thinking that we also get a penalty for being under the 9. So the defense value for the Japanese should be up by 1. Wow, so we'll try this again. So, didn't matter for the rest. They go up by 1, so now we're at a 10 to 8 for here. The Japanese roll a 5, so they go to 15. The Americans roll an 8, so they go from 8 to 16. So, by the slightest of margins, they actually win that combat. So we add a control marker. The control goes to 24, and these units are flipped, but there was a positive result, so that will take since we really needed it. Then we finish up the day down here in the William McKinley Reservation. So they're a defense of 5. We have an infantry unit, which is 4, and then an infantry and an HQ to add 2 more for 6. They get to add 1 more for 6 because of the morale. We don't have combined attack, so it's 6 to 6. And here we go. The Japanese roll a 7, and the Americans roll a 6. So we lose that one as well. So the lead unit has to go off. We flip. And that is it for that. So, and we lose morale. We're down to 5 morale. So, folks, it is not pretty here. And things are looking a little grim heading into turn 8. So we'll move that to turn 8. We lose 1 at the end of the turn as well. So we're down to 4 morale. We flip everybody over. And we go ahead and start over for the next day. Again, thanks Johnny Mustang for all the catching some of my rules mistakes. Really do appreciate it. And if y'all like what you're seeing, go ahead and do the YouTube thing and like and subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and really do appreciate it. I've had the channel a little over a week and almost have 30 subscribers, so really do appreciate that. And again, I'm going to keep making content, so really do appreciate all of your help and all of your support. So we are all flipped over and we are ready for turn 8. We'll see you in a minute. Head into the 8th turn with a morale of 4, 0 supply, and we've only got 24 areas, so it's a little ugly. So we're going to start the dawn phase. There's no reinforcements. There are no withdrawals. So then we go to the leader mortality. Now in the out of action box, we do have 7 infantry and 3 artillery. 3 armor units, but no HQ, so we're good there. And now we go to the we go to random events. So let's roll for random events and see what that brings up for us. We roll a 13. So a 13 in the random events is the pause for the 11th Airborne, but it's already happened. So we don't do that again, I don't think. Let me double check. If the same American division is paused for a second consecutive turn, consecutive turn. Oh my gosh, so that means it does impact them. So the 11th Airborne is paused. Boy, that's, again, folks, just heartbreaking here. So they can't do a combat. So we're going to have to do bloody streets, and then they're going to have to flip over for the ones that are there. So again, just crazy. So we've taken care of the random event. Now let's do supply. So we roll 4d6. Last time we only got to roll 2. Actually, we rolled 4, and we rolled 2. So 10, 14, 16, so that's not bad. So we needed that. Now for me to get the morale back up to where it's a positive for us, it would cost me 15 points. I'm not going to do that. I am going to spend... No, I'm not going to spend any on morale. I've got to get some guys back into the game. So I'm going to spend... We're going to use 2-4 supply to bring back in some 1st Cavalry guys. So we're going to put the first one up here in Quezon City. Keep him with his leader. And then the other one, they're going to go into the post office because his other division is already at the power plant in a fight. So that goes down by 4. So we go to 12. So I'm going to bring back 2 armor units, for that's going to take us down to 6. Are both going to go in the post office. No, they can't, because I've got 1, 2, 3. Nope, they're good. So there's 6 in there, and that's good. And then we're going to supply. We're going to go ahead and just spend the last 6 on artillery support, and we're ready to start turn 8. So first of all, we'll activate the 11th Airborne since they're paused. So we're going to do a bloody streets here in the McKinley Reservation. So we roll one die, and that die, well, too many dice in there. We roll one die, and it is a 2, so that's no effect. But they can't. They could move out of there, but there's no reason to do that. They're going to just flip. The group up here in the McKinley Road area, they are going to. So they can only move. They can't attack. So they can't go into an area because it'd be a mandatory attack. So I'm trying to find an area where there's not a mandatory, and I don't see one. So they're going to flip and stay there. What would you guys have done there? Can't really move that much. I could come over here and try to take the stadium, move them closer so they can jump into there next time. Which maybe that's what I'll do. I'll move them over to the adjacent area, and we'll do that. I need to get some of those areas where where there's an American flag where we get. Yeah, so I need to take as many of those areas with the flags as I can, because then my morale goes up. So hopefully that works out this turn. So looks like the 11th Infantry is done with their movement. So now we'll go up here to activate Quezon City. So we got to get these guys in the fight. So it costs 1 to move into a unit not next to an American Japanese unit. So he's right there. So that's going to cost 2. So it costs 2 to go there. And then they're going to jump in there for 6. And each one of the infantry is going to do that as well. So they jump in there for 6. So now it is the first time they're revealed. So we're at the U.S. Military Hospital. So they start off with a TEM of 3. Their defense is a 5 and a fanatic. So they go to 8. So again, the fanatic, if you win, it's a stalemate unless you overrun. So we're going to start off with the 7 for the armor unit. We've got 1, 2 infantry and an HQ for 3 more for 10. We're going to add 2 artillery support for 12. We get a combined arms attack for 13, and morale is going to boost them up 1 to 9. So it's 9 to 13. So we have to win this battle by more than 5 for us to get an overrun. We really need that. And we're not going to, man, that is crazy, folks. I don't know if you can see that die roll. The Americans roll a 12, which is amazing, right? Goes to 25. The Japanese roll a 9, so they go to 18. So that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we actually win that at 7. So I'm going to double check the math. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, combined arms for 13. We roll a 12, 23, 25, right? They are at 5, 8. They go up 1 for 9. 9 and 9 is 18. Yep. So we overrun that area. So that's awesome. We take the used support over here. We take that area. So we put a control marker there, and we go to 25. And they can continue to move. So I'm going to leave them fresh for right now because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them. So we're going to go to Bloody Streets here in Mandalong. So have to roll 1 dice there just to make sure we're good there. And the result is a 1, so there's no effect. So there's Bloody Streets here at the power plant. We're going to run that one too. No effect there. And there's Bloody Streets in Tondo. I should have done that at the beginning of the turn. No effect there. Oh, and there's down here. Oh, we did that one already because of no effect. So Now we're going to activate for movement. Well, we're going to activate this group here, the fresh ones that overran, and they're going to jump into here to help out the infantry. So we want to make sure we're not over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're good there. So we really need to clean out Manlong. I'm really saying that wrong. I apologize. But I really need to clean that out. So TEM of 3, defense of 7. So they go to 10. Our lead units is 7. We've got 2 infantry from the 37th. So that'll take us to 9. And we've got 2 infantry and an HQ from the 1st. So that takes us up to 10, 11, 12. We're going to use 2 artillery for 14. We're combined arms attack for 15. And they get to raise 1 of the defense to 11. So it's 15 to 11. The Japanese roll a 3 to 14. So the good news is we're going to win. But now we roll a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to win by 7 or more. We have to win by greater than 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only win by 7. So support goes into the use box. We do win. However, we don't get to advance. We add 1 more, so we go to 26, and the units are spent. Everybody that's in the post office is going to activate and go into Intermuros and try to get a morale point back. So they're all going in there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 units, so we're good there. So it's a defense of 4 to start off with, and they are defended by, wow, an elite of 10. So they get to roll 3 die for their combat. And they add, so they're at 14 for defense. Pretty strong. So our lead unit's going to be an armor unit at 7. So we add 2 more armor units for 9. We add 1 more infantry for 10. And we add 2 infantry and an HQ for 3 more for 13. We're going to add 2 artillery support for 15. We get a combined attack for 16, and they get to go up 1 for morale, so they're at 15. So it's 16 to 15. This is critical, folks. Hopefully I can win this one and get that morale back. Here we go. The Japanese roll a 4. So they go to 1, 2, 3, they go to 19, and the Americans roll a 4. So we win. Oh, you know what? I got to redo that. Well, I'll roll 1 more red die, and of course it's a 6. So they roll an 8, so they win. So the lead unit goes to the out of action box. We lose a morale instead of gaining a morale down to 3. The support goes to the box, and we flip everybody over. So I'm glad I caught the rule, but it was debilitating. That was really bad. So now we've got 1 combat left. So we're back into the power plant. We're going to lead off with an infantry unit of 5. We've got an HQ and an armor unit for 7. We have no more artillery, so we're at 7. They're at 13 to start off with. Ugh, that may not even be worth the attack. But we're going to do it. We have to hope for some magic. Let's try that again. The Japanese roll a 4. Go to 17. The Americans roll a 6, which isn't enough. So we lose there. So 1 unit goes into the out of action box, which I'm gonna flip the HQ unit, I guess. No, because I don't want him to have to take. I'm going to put the infantry in there, and we'll flip everybody else. You know what? I'm going to leave the infantry out. And because he was the lead unit. Can't leave him. Oh boy. So turn 8 wasn't very good for us. We did gain a little bit, but we are really struggling. It's going to be nearly impossible to win out turn 9, but we're going to go ahead and play it out. At the end of the turn, we flip everything over, get them ready again. It's going to start off ugly to begin with. So we lose a morale, so we go down to 2 morale. And we have zero supply at the moment to carry over. So we'll see you next turn, everybody. We're heading to turn 9.